Hello, everyone, and welcome to this session. My name is Asif Hasan, and I'm one of the co founders of Quantify. We are a premier Google Cloud partner specializing in all things data and AI. This is my first talk in a two-part series, and in this talk, we'll cover how organizations such as yours can create value through an AI first digital engineering mindset. In case you're interested, the second part covers how you can capture this value and drive improvements to your top and bottom line. So feel free to check that out as well. Let me start off by giving you all a brief introduction to Quantify and what we do for a living. We are an AI first digital engineering company. And very simply stated, what that means is that we help organizations like yours accelerate your innovation agenda with data and AI. We are a team of 3,000 plus professionals headquartered out of the greater Boston area with presence across all major tech hubs in US, Canada, Europe, and Asia Pacific. We take pride in having the highest number of partner expertise badges within the Google partner ecosystem. We have 50 expertise badges, and no other partner within the Google Cloud ecosystem is credentialed in these many technologies. We also have one of the highest per capita certification rates. And we won a series of awards from Google over the years. Specialization awards globally in machine learning and data analytics, an industry award in education, and above all, a social impact award last year amid the pandemic for work we did with nonprofits and research institutions. We used to be a well-kept secret within just the Google Cloud ecosystem till a few years back. But recently, we've been recognized by Forrester and IDC as a leader in AI services alongside organizations that are 10 or even 100 times our size. Next, let's talk about the disruptive potential of AI and analyze why AI has become such a big deal for businesses. And to understand this, we need to rewind a bit and go back in history. Starting in the 1960s, the emergence of semiconductors and the Moore's law led to a dramatic and sustained reduction in the cost of computing. And this led to a fundamental shift in the way we think and solve problems. For example, up until the mid-90s, photography used to be a chemical problem involving metallic silver, acetic acid, and other chemicals. As a result of reduction in computational costs, today photography has actually become a computational problem. And we talk about pictures more in terms of megapixels instead of photographic film. And so we've gone from an age of molecules to an age of bits and bytes. This dynamic, together with the emergence of network effects and crowdsourcing-enabled business models, has disrupted the market leaders of traditional businesses. Tom Goodwin, the author of Digital Darwinism, made a famous quote back in 2015 that Uber, the world's largest taxi company, owns no vehicles. Facebook, the world's most popular media owner, creates no content. Alibaba, the most valuable retailer, has no inventory, and Airbnb, the world's largest accommodation provider, owns no real estate. Today, we are seeing a similar shift going on in the domain of cognitive tasks, where the fundamental unit of work is predictions. For example, we see a person walking in the middle of a road while driving. We quote unquote predict a potential accident waiting to happen, so we slam on the brakes. Today, such predictions are reliably being done by a combination of cameras, LiDAR sensors, and machine learning algorithms. And AI is bringing down the cost of doing such cognitive tasks by at least an order of magnitude. For example, virtual agent responding to customer queries in a call center at a fraction of the cost of a live agent. And this trend has further accelerated during COVID, where we saw that it was no longer possible for companies to staff crowded contact centers with live agents, and organizations were forced to adopt virtual agents to ensure business continuity. So COVID may turn out to be the ultimate forcing function for digital transformation. Now that we understand the fundamental economic basis of AI, let's talk about what you can actually do with it. And in our experience, there are four broad application areas of AI. The first and the most obvious area is to apply AI to make your product smarter. I'm sure you all have had situations where you felt that your smartphone app can actually read your mind, like the ability to complete your sentences when you're replying to an email. The second is to apply AI to make your customer experience frictionless. Think checkout free retail or a hyper personalized chatbot. The third is applying AI to make business processes more autonomous, like using AI to perform quality inspection on a production line. And finally, using AI to detect anomalies and risks that can provide you the vital intelligence you need to make your business safer, like using AI to detect cybersecurity threats. Now that you have a mental model of the broad business application areas of AI, let's talk about how you can start to reimagine your business. When you take a step back and look at the cognitive tasks we perform as human beings, they fall into four broad modalities: sight, sound, language, and patterns. And as machines acquire the ability to see, to hear, to understand language, and recognize patterns, you can start to reimagine your business in three ways. The first is reimagining experience. Think of a digital concierge in the form of a virtual assistant who is hyper personalized to each customer individually, ready to serve their needs 24 by 7. Second is reimagining automation, where a machine can process documents to pay invoices or process a claim. And third is reimagining intelligence. Think of a digital savant that can look at historical data patterns and accurately predict demand. So all of these scenarios form one side of the flywheel we call the applied AI side. In order to solve for sight, sound, language, and pattern recognition, you also need to address a few other pieces of the puzzle. You need business intelligence capability to perform exploratory data analysis, performance measurement, reporting, and the like. You need environments that can house petabyte scale data sets of structured and unstructured data. And since machine learning models need a specialized type of compute, including GPUs or TPUs, infrastructure modernization becomes an important piece of the puzzle as well. This makes up the other side of the flywheel, the infrastructure and data side. And you need all these essential pieces in place before your flywheel can start to turn and gain momentum. And as you can see, the industries below, where we are credentialed by Google to apply this flywheel of expertise to your problem. Which brings us to the final and the really important part of our talk. We saw some exciting possibilities of how you can reimagine your business with AI, but none of this has even a remote chance of becoming real unless your stakeholders can begin to trust AI systems. So the topic of responsible AI is one of vital importance. And when it comes to building trust in AI systems, there are five facets that institutions need to keep in their mind all the time. AI systems need to preserve privacy of users so that their data is not misused. They should be transparent and explainable. They should be unbiased so that no segment of the users are systematically mistreated. They should be human-centered and socially beneficial. And finally, they should be robust and resilient across a whole range of inference conditions. We believe that AI is one of the most powerful tools available to businesses today to advance their innovation, growth, and profitability agenda. And if the above five aspects of building trusted AI systems are followed, leaders can advance their agenda in a responsible and ethical way. So as we mentioned in the abstract, smarter, faster, more responsible AI has been identified as the top data and analytics technology trend by Gartner. And I hope this talk has helped you cut through the hype and understand the key elements of an AI-first digital engineering mindset. If you're interested in learning more about AI-enabled innovation, please feel free to reach out to us at appliedai@quantify.com. Thank you for joining.